What is the niche famous framework? I love this question because this is a framework that we've developed here at Dapper, which helps marketers prioritize long-term sustainable growth by becoming famous in their niche of ideal customers. So if you are a marketer, really the one thing that you want for long-term sustainable growth is that everybody within your oftentimes small niche of perfect customers know who you are, understand that you're an authority, and understand that you're the one that can solve their problems, right? So that when they are ready to convert, they will think of you and not one of your competitors. So really what you want to do is become famous within your small group of ideal customers. So how do you do that? First of all, really simple, define your ideal customer profile. That group of people that you make the very happiest with whatever you have to offer and that contributes most to your revenue or contributes in potential most to your revenue. And probably you have an ICP, but what I want to do is challenge you to narrow down that ICP even more. When you're a marketer at an SME, you probably want to end up with a group of somewhere between 20 and 50K people because you want to have the resources at your disposal to actually become famous in that small group of people. So you have that small group of prospects, your ideal customers. Then the second step that you are going to take is to gather information and to really profoundly understand this small group of people. You probably already did some ICP research, you probably already defined personas, but I'd like to challenge you to really understand as well as possible where they spend their time and attention and what their pains and gains are and how you can link that to whatever you have to offer. So try to really understand this small group of prospects that you want to become famous in. Then the third step is defining what do I want to become famous for? Or what do I want my brand to become famous for? If you want people to start recognizing you, you have to tell a consistent narrative that sets you apart from the competition. So if you're all over the place with your narrative, people will not remember you. If you have a couple of consistent key messages that you're repeating, it kind of has to feel like you're a broken record, you're doing a good job. So take the time to write down, how am I gonna formulate and communicate a unique point of view, unique messaging that sets me apart, and stick to it. That's really important. Then the fourth step is distribution. Distribution simply is deciding on these channels that you're going to utilize to consistently and frequently target that same group of people. We can talk about LinkedIn advertising, organic LinkedIn, YouTube, a newsletter, podcasting, whatever you think is necessary to reach your target audience and you have the resources for, right? If you're going to advertise on LinkedIn, you need monetary resources and quite some also. So then the foundation of this framework is that you have a clear ICP, that you understand this ICP very well, that you have a clear message that you're going to communicate to them consistently and frequently, and that you have the right distribution channels. And then over time, if you reach this audience 10, 20, 50, 100, 200 times, you will become famous and famous for the right reasons in your small group of ideal customers. And what happens after? Very simple. If your ideal customer needs your product or service and is ready to convert, you will be the first they think about.